Listen, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've been tuned into Shiba Inu. I happened to get into it some time ago before I realized it was going to do what it's doing today. And I know as many of you always understand that when something runs up like this, you always are like, man, I should have put in more. But hindsight is 20/20. But do not feel bad as long as you got a position locked in. And I'm going to just go over some things briefly because I got some other further content that I think will be beneficial to those who decide to tap in later. Now, on the day, and of course you got Mr. Smith, 0.5 of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but on the day, Shiba has doubled up. It actually went over 100%, but right now it's currently sitting at over 60%, and it's kind of fluctuating. You know how it goes. But it's up on the day over 60%, on the verge of wiping off a whole nother zero. So it's definitely going to position a lot of people to win big. Millionaires will be created. You know, I didn't invest that type of money into Shib, but hindsight 20/20, like I stated, I know that a lot of people will win, and I salute everybody who at least got a piece of the pie, especially for those who have been taught that 10% is a big thing. It's really not, especially when we're dealing about the crypto world and even in stocks. When you understand ETFs and how to invest in those areas, you'll realize 10% is not a lot. But anyway, let's talk about Shiba. Shiba, the announcement, a couple of announcements, and something else that was just said by the Shiba industry as it relates to the takeover. So that being said, this is just the coin market cap, the chart of how it's been doing today. And 7 days ago, you see, it knocked off a zero within the past month. And then it's on the verge of knocking off another zero. So anytime those zeros get knocked off, there's somebody increasing their initial investment, depending on when they invested, about 1,000%. So understand the power in these numbers. I know it's dealing with small numbers, but just understand the power of doubling your money on small movements based on the community that's backing Shiba. It has not officially been listed on Robinhood, to my knowledge, just yet, but that push definitely has everything to do with the growth of Shiba in this short time span. So keep your eyes on it. I want to go over a brief article that came across my desk, and it came from CNN Business. You see, when the big guys got to start talking about small tokens like this, then you know it's enough noise being made to the point where they want some type of recognition or some type of awareness by just talking about the coin altogether. So it says the parity cryptocurrency, which appears to be inspired by Dogecoin, another main cryptocurrency, is up 30% over the past 24 hours, and even more than that since the time of this recording, according to the CoinGecko. It has pared back some of its gains since hitting its all-time high early morning U.S. time, but remains the 11th biggest digital crypto by market capitalization, and it's right on the heels of Dogecoin as it relates to market capitalization. Now, as it relates to the amount of circulating currency with Shiba, of course, it's in the trillions. However, the market capitalization is right on the heels of Dogecoin, on the verge of passing it, and they plan on being the dominant dog coin as it relates to, you know, the meme coins, quote unquote. The token, which was launched last year, has surged roughly 100% in the last 7 days, now has a market value of $26 billion. Like those coins, Shiba Inu features Shiba Inu dog as a mascot of the meteoric rise, has made some investors millionaires overnight. True story. The coin has also won a handful of celebrity backers, from former boy band stars, pro athlete, etc. And you already know about all that. But this is one of the ones that, you know, really got my wheels turning. Earlier this year, Ethereum co-founder made headlines by donating $1 billion worth of Shiba Inu coin to COVID-19 relief fund in India. I thought that was pretty significant because I'm like, yeah, he donated it, and some people may be looking at it like it's a trash coin. But India is on the rise as it relates to their technology, as it relates to cryptocurrency. So this is pretty significant of a donation, to the point where it really lets you know that it has a bright future ahead of it if you just look at the other areas that are able to tap into the growth of the coin. Is much bigger than the United States, and depending on where you're watching this video, you already understand that. So it's much bigger than just the U.S. That said, you have to recognize when other countries are adopting and incorporating Shiba into what they are already doing, because it lets you know the use case, it lets you know the future of it. And him donating $1 billion, making that type of headline, did nothing but good for the coin. Its dramatic rise this week coincides with the rise in support for the change.org petition, which is what I was speaking of earlier, urging trading platform Robinhood to list Shiba on the site. The petition has basically garnered 34. Well, at this point it's higher than that now, but over 334,000 signatures, and it's quite a bit higher than that now. And Robinhood did not immediately respond to a request for a comment on on the news, but basically it's on the verge of happening because that's where Robinhood has made a lot of their money, based off of people want to invest in crypto. So they are definitely not going to leave that type of money on the table. So it's just a matter of time. And once it does, who knows what the coin may do. Could go up, could go down. But think long term in some cases. It's okay to take profits, position yourself to take profits based on where you want to multiply your money. However, don't get out of it completely, ever. Don't get out of Shiba completely. If you ain't never heard that, don't get out of it completely. At least stake your claim. Even if that means you multiply your money and you take out what you put in, don't get out of it completely. This year, Dogecoin's record rise put so much pressure on the platform's crypto trading system that it was briefly broken. So that's what happened when Dogecoin entered the Robinhood atmosphere. So Shiba could possibly do the same. So they could be gearing up to make sure that it definitely does not break the system, because they want to make sure people are able to trade seamlessly. It says Shiba Inu coin also signed earlier this week, but lost some recent gains after Tesla. Basically, Elon Musk said that he wasn't holding any coins, or he didn't really say he wasn't. He just said that he bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. But we know how that goes. So just get ready for all of the different things that may shift the market. But just understand, where you fit in based on your goals. Always have your target in mind in a place that you plan to take some form of profits, but don't get all the way out. That's my personal recommendation. And then this is what Shib had to say not too long ago on their site. They said the flippening is here. This was right on their Twitter, and they said rejoice, Shib Army, because they see, and how it's multiplying, and they're just kind of toning around, letting it be known, look, the real flippening is taking place with Shib. We are here to take over. So that's a bold statement, but she said, you know what, we're here to take over. We're not here to play around. We're here to take over. And with the momentum that they're carrying right now, and the big whales that are on board who have also bought billions of Shiba, you definitely got to understand that it's some money that can be made. Some people are in it for the quickness. Some people are going to fold when it drops and, does what it does. However, always keep your piece of some Shiba. I got more like this coming soon, because of some other coins that are not being talked about that I want to bring to your forefront, due to the fact that it's the coins that's not being talked about that has the potential to one day be talked about, and you were in it before everybody knew what it was. Oftentimes when a coin is talked about, it's oftentimes too late. Not in the case of Shib right now, but I will say sometimes it's too late, because by that time a lot of people have already made thousands of percent of rates of return, and I want to put something on your radar. It may be able to position you to do similar, if not better. So that's all I got for this video. Like the video, share it with somebody who you feel may benefit. Nonetheless, if you do not already have a couple of platforms set up, such as your Qcoin, you can grab your link below, because Qcoin is a platform that allows you to grab access to some of these coins prior to they actually hit the Coinbases and the Robinhoods atmosphere. So it's important for you to have a site like that. I know there are tons other, but Qcoin is a very reputable one that I highly recommend, and you can grab access to it using the available link below. That's all I got for this particular video. Mr. Smith, signing out.